Holding up these books in these videos make me extremely aware of how weak I am and that I need to go back to the gym because I'd be out of breath trying to carry up these books, and that's a problem. However, yeah, I'm ready. I'm here. Hi. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and turn on your post notifications so you don't miss any of my uploads. Today, I'm so excited to share with you all the books I plan to read on my April TBR. And when I tell y'all it's an ambitious list, it's definitely an ambitious list because I have literally no idea how I'm gonna read all of these books. But unlike every other month where I say that, I truly want to read every single book on this list. And I really hope I do because my heart is already bursting with the excitement and the love that I have for these books already. I just know that April is gonna be a fantastic reading month. I'm already putting it into the universe, and I hope the same is for you because wow, I just am so ready for all the new releases that are coming out in April. And speaking of new releases, I'm gonna be having a post on my new blog linked in the description below where I share with you all the new April releases that are coming out that I'm super excited for, and I may also film a video, so be on the lookout for that. But I'm just super excited for April with all the new books that are coming out, with springtime coming in. I'm just super excited. But okay, I already said excited enough. Let's talk and reach our many endings. Alright y'all, the first two books that I plan on reading in April aren't new releases, but they are two books that I'm just dreading reading because I know everyone who has read this have just been devastated or have cried or done both, and I'm just thoroughly not prepared, especially with my experience with the previous books in this series, because after these two books comes the finale of the series, and I'm just not even prepared for what this finale looks like. But if you haven't guessed already, the two books that I plan on reading in April is Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn by Sarah J. Maas. I finished the 4th and 5th book of the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas in March in my 24-hour readathon. I have a whole vlog, so if you want to see my reaction, I'll link it up here and in the description box. But y'all, the way y'all have been telling me that if I was stressed then in those two books, I'm just not prepared for what is gonna happen in these next few books and leading up to the finale. I just have no words, and I'm ready, but I know I'm not. But as you can see, at the time of filming this video, I've already started Empire of Storms, and I just know I'm not ready. I just know I'm just not prepared, and I'm trying to get emotionally ready because Heir of Fire still has kind of emotionally drained me, and I just haven't recovered. So I'm going into this at the beginning of the month. Let's see how that goes. Then I'm gonna go straight into Tower of Dawn because as you can see, they're real thick, and I want them done by at least the second week of April so that I can go on to the other books that I have in this April TBR that is way too ambitious. I don't know why I'm doing this to myself. But last, here they are, the first two books that I plan on reading in April. If you think I'm not torturing myself enough with these books, the next few books that I plan on reading in April is also a series that I just know I'm not ready for because I've actually already read this. This is my all-time favorite series, well, one of them, and I'm just not ready to go back into this world, back into these characters, because I have said time and time again on my channel that these characters are my babies, and I saw my babies get hurt. I don't want to see or experience my babies get hurt anymore, and yet I am, because my wifey Jaleesa from Bounded and Bookmark is reading this for the first time, and you know, I have to be there for her, and I just need to experience these books with her and make it even more special, even though they have such a big place in my heart. Holding up these books in these videos make me extremely aware of how weak I am and that I need to go back to the gym because I'd be out of breath trying to carry up these books, and that's a problem. However, that series is the Dark Artifices series by Cassandra Clare. Up until the Last Hour series and Chain of Iron, which I also read in the month of March. If you haven't seen that video of my wrap up, I'll also leave it in the description box for you. The Dark Artifices is actually my favorite Cassandra Clare series out of the Shadowhunter world, and I'm just so excited to reread this book, to reread it with one of my best friends, and I just know this moment is going to be so special. I really hope she loves it also because that would be awkward. But another exciting thing about my reread this time is that I'll actually be tabbing because I read this series before I even joined Booktube, and I feel like my reading has kind of matured and I'm looking for different things than I was previously before I joined Booktube. So even though I'm excited, I just really hope this reread just doesn't make me not like it, because I fear that with reading Cassandra Clare books, I often feel like that. But these were my babies. They made me cry every single book, and I just need to love it. I'm gonna love it. I'm changing the mindset. We're changing the attitude. Okay, I'm gonna love it. Jaleesa's gonna love it. We're gonna have a great time. time. These next set of books I'm hoping are not as dramatic and emotionally draining. However, I may be surprised because I'm really bad at seeing if a book is emotionally draining and triggering for me, because I always end up doing that. You know, with me, I just love pain in books, and that's just a quality I'm gonna have to deal with. The next book I plan on reading in April is The Gilded Ones, and I should have been read this book, but I just did not have the time in March, but I'm super excited to read it now. In this book, we follow a 16-year-old girl who is going through a rite of passage in her village, and she has always wanted to be accepted, to be a part of the village, to become one of them. During this rite of passage, where she draws blood to see if she is accepted or if she's different from everyone, she ends up being different. Her blood doesn't run red like the rest of the people in her village, however, it runs gold, which means impurity. Now, girls in her village whose blood runs gold are subjected to a violence beyond and worse than death. And with this predicament, a woman walks up to our main character and offers her a proposition where she could stay and accept her fate in this village, or if she wants to join an army of other girls in order to fight the emperor. This book definitely sounded up my alley. I was so excited for this release. I literally picked it up on release day at Barnes & Nobles, and I'm just so excited to finally sit down and read it. Also, can we just talk about how the cover is stunning? Stunning. I just love. Now, the next book that I have on my list is actually a book that I read years ago. I don't even remember when I got this book, but it's definitely before I joined Booktube. But ever since I read Amari, I definitely was on the lookout and wanted to read more books about magicians. I just don't have the capacity to spend money on books at the moment, so I was looking through my bookshelves, and of course I have books that involve magic in them. And then I was super excited because the book that I'm planning to read actually has the third book of this series coming out this month, and that book is The Last Magician. When I read this, whatever I did years ago before I joined Booktube, I did not enjoy it. However, I feel like I need to reread it, and I'm excited to reread it because, like I said, I feel like my reading tastes have definitely matured and that I'm understanding more of the world. At the time, I was reading romances, so I definitely don't think I was able to comprehend what this book was about at the time. But I'm super excited to get back into this because there's time travel, there's magic, there's magical artifacts that need to be collected by this magician, and the person collecting these artifacts also has the capability to bend time, and I'm here for it. I'm excited, and I can't wait to show y'all and tell y'all of my thoughts on this. I also own book 2, The Devil's Thief, so I'm really excited to read this and hopefully get into The Devil's Thief before the release of The Serpent's Curse, I think, is the third book that comes out in April. So yeah, definitely excited to get into this. The next book on my list, I'm super excited for it. It's actually coming in the mail this week, so I'm just super excited for it to get here. But that is Lost in the Neverwoods by Aiden Thomas. Aiden Thomas is the author of The Cemetery Boys, which is up here, and it was a fantastic read. I loved reading Cemetery Boys, and I'm super excited to read Lost in the Neverwoods because it is a retelling, or is loosely inspired by Peter Pan. There's like this dark and eerie twist with it, and I'm just here for it. I'm ready for it, and I can't wait to read it in the month of April. Last 2 books I have in my April TBR list are books that I have anticipated. I have been waiting patiently. I'm so excited that this month has come so I can finally get these books that I've pre-ordered. The first one is Witches Steeped in Gold, and I'm just here for it. I just am ready to get into this book. Witches Steeped in Gold is releasing on April 20th, and the way it can't come fast enough. This book is about 2 deadly witches who have to come together, join forces in order to take down a common enemy, and I'm just ready for it. I'm so ready for it. And the last book that I have on my list is also an April release that I have been patiently waiting for. And if you know me, that is something that I'm not good at, but I've been waiting, I've been looking, and I've been waiting. And that book is The Crown of Gilded Bones by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Y'all, this book also comes out on April 20th, so y'all know that I'm just ready for that day to come. I'm ready for Witches Steeped in Gold and The Crown of Gilded Bones. Hello, I'm here. If you didn't know, The Crown of Gilded Bones is book 3 in the From Blood and Ash series by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and if you need a review, I have one. I made one when I read it because I was obsessed with book 2, which was The Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. I'll link it in the description box below for you. But y'all, I'm ready to read this book. I don't know if it's still on her website, but if you wanted to read chapter 1 of The Crown of Gilded Bones, I believe it is still there. But y'all, I was thoroughly not prepared for what she released in that little snippet, and I'm just ready. I'm ready. I'm here. hi. I don't typically root for romances in books, but this series has definitely done something to me, and I'm just ready to see how this romance transpires because it's gonna get real spicy, and I need a new addition to the romance to happen. If you know, you know. That is it from me, y'all. Let me know in the comment section down below what you plan on reading in the month of April, and if you all are enjoying your reads so far. I just know April is gonna do me well in terms of reading, in terms of the books that I'm gonna be getting into. I just am ready. I'm here. I'm excited, and I hope you all are excited as well. Don't forget to like, share, comment while you're down there, and until next time, bye y'all.